Hello everyone, and welcome back to True Crime Mysteries. There was a series I did about 2 years ago, and someone recently asked if I could bring it back, so I thought it might be something different and fun. I am in the middle of a big serial killer deep dive, so this honestly is kind of like a welcome change of pace. In this series, we cover updates from previous cases, notable crimes that have been covered in the news, and other kind of crime-related things that happened this month. Please give this video a like if you want to see this series be revived, and if you don't like the series and want it to go away forever, comment that down below. But with that being said, let's get into it. This is Crimes of the Month, July 2021. Update on missing person Trina Hunt and Shaelene Bell. In my video on missing women in BC, we covered 2 women's missing person report back in January. A tragic update is both women's remains were found. Shaelene Bell's body was recovered from the Razor River where her vehicle had been located, and Chilliwack RCMP concluded their investigation by saying there is no evidence to support criminal involvement in this death. Trina Hunt's body was found March 29th and foul play is suspected. The website trinahunt.com lists a detailed timeline from her days leading up to her disappearance until now. Trina was last seen via CCTV cameras in a store on January 14th. She texted a friend on Friday the 15th, and on Saturday, January 16th, she went with her husband to a campground in Hope, British Columbia. Her husband, Ian Hunt, said that the couple were doing a weekend digital detox, which would explain why Trina wasn't returning text messages. However, she didn't mention to anyone that she would be taking a couple days away from her phone, and Ian wasn't able to give details about what the couple did that weekend. Ian also made several posts to social media indicating that he wasn't participating in the digital detox as he had initially said. Sunday evening of that weekend, Ian didn't set the house alarm. He said it was because he was going to work early and didn't want to wake Trina. However, the couple routinely set the alarm every night. This was unusual. That Monday, Ian returned to work and found his wife missing, and in the house he found her phone, wallet, purse, laptop, and he said that when he returned home that day, the house was unlocked and he called police. While initially it was thought that Trina had been abducted, officers could find no evidence of Trina being in the home recently. Scent dogs weren't able to pick up any sign of Trina in the neighborhood or the house. In late March, her remains were found in Hope. However, it wasn't confirmed until May 1st. June 1st, Trina's family announced a $50,000 reward for information leading to an arrest. Port Moody Police Department issued search warrants for Trina and Ian's home and the home of Ian's parents in Hope. Trina had 2 white Mercedes SUVs, and they were both impounded from Ian's parents' house as well as Ian's gray BMW. The investigation is ongoing, and it does appear that Ian Hunt is the lead suspect in the investigation, quote-unquote, allegedly. As of today, no arrests have been made yet, and he was the last person to see Trina alive. He drove them both to Hope in January without either of their cell phones, and no one was able to confirm that Trina had returned from the trip. And I'm sorry, but no one takes a road trip without a cell phone, especially to a remote forest area in January. The weather wasn't good. They took a vehicle that wasn't an off-roading vehicle. You would only travel without a phone if you didn't want to be tracked, in my opinion. Innocent until proven guilty and all, but that is super suspicious. Woman killed her husband over alleged accusations that he had abused their children. UK woman 59-year-old Corinna Smith was sentenced to 12 years in prison for the July 14, 2020 murder of her husband, Michael Baines. Smith's daughter had told her that Baines had abused her and her brother for several years when they had been children. Smith's son, Craig, had committed suicide in 2007 while serving a prison sentence for assault charges. The man he had assaulted allegedly had also abused him as a child. When Smith was told that her husband had abused her children, she said that she had become enraged and blamed Michael for the death of their son. Smith boiled a kettle several times, each time emptying it into a gardening bucket along with 6 pounds of sugar. She then poured the thick and sticky mixture on her 80-year-old husband while he slept. She then left the house and went to a neighbor's house to confess. Emergency services found Michael in agony but still alive, with extensive burns on his face and upper torso. He died in hospital several weeks later, with the judge saying at trial, killing Mr. Baines also took away any opportunity for the allegations to be tested. That took away his right to a fair trial, bearing in mind that everyone is innocent until proven guilty. Social media has been largely supportive of Smith with hashtag Free Corinna Smith. Let me know in the comments below what you think of this. Detroit woman sick of slow police tracked down car thief herself. This story is wild and epic. Bianca Chambers' car was stolen, and for 2 days she drove around the city of Detroit trying to recover her Mercedes-Benz. She located the stolen vehicle 4 separate times, and each time she called the cops, but by the time they arrived, the car had sped off. The 5th time, Chambers found the car outside a barber shop, and when she went in, she asked who was the owner of the Mercedes-Benz, and 19-year-old Michael Tolbert said it was his. She ended up grabbing Tolbert by the hair and dragging him out of the shop until someone helped her hold him down until police arrived. Chambers was not letting the thief get away, going as far as slashing the tires of the vehicle to make sure he couldn't drive away with it. Tolbert was charged with receiving and concealing stolen property, $20,000 or more, and was remanded for a probation violation. He is currently out on bond and has a court date in August. Police are reminding people it is not recommended to approach people who may or may not have stolen your property. Fortunately, in this case, Bianca wasn't hurt and Tolbert didn't press assault charges.
You're the dumbest criminal of all. I'm the wrong one. I was going to define you. You're a thief. A thief. 8 Mile in Greenfield, I see him. I said, oh my God, this is my car. He just needed an old-fashioned ass whooping because you're going to stop stealing people's cars. Today was just the last straw. I refuse to let this man joyride another day in my car. You will never steal from me again.
Rodney Alcala, the dating game killer, dies at 77 while on death row. Rodney Alcala appeared on the game show in 1978 called The Dating Game.
He was even brazen enough to appear on the 1978 episode of The Dating Game as Bachelor Number 1.
Bachelor Number 1 is a successful photographer who got his start when his father found him in the dark room at the age of 13, fully developed. Please welcome Rodney Alcala. Rod, welcome.
Guess what? He won. Fortunately, the Bachelorette's sixth sense made her wary, and the date never happened.
He was selected and won a date with Cheryl Bradshaw, and when the two met backstage, she said that she got a weird vibe from him and opted to not go out with him. Alcala was a photographer and often lured victims into his home under the pretense of having them model for him. His earliest known crime was in 1968 in Los Angeles, and he would go on murdering until his arrest in 1979. The exact number of victims is unknown, but he has been genetically linked to 5 murder victims. Robin Samso, 12, Jill Barcombe, 18, Georgia Wickstead, 28, Charlotte Lamb, 31. And there are likely more victims. Alcala liked to take souvenirs from his victims as well as photograph them. When he was arrested, officers discovered a storage unit in Seattle filled with items that could be connected to other victims. The NYPD released 120 images in hopes the public could help to identify additional potential victims. He was sentenced to death in 2010 and has been on death row in California since then. He died at age 77 on July 24th in the hospital of natural causes. Famed Hollywood producer arrested for running a money laundering and human sex trafficking operation. Dylan Jordon was arrested on July 15th in San Bernardino County, California. He was charged with conspiracy to violate the Mann Act, which is a federal law that criminalizes the transportation of any woman or girl for the purpose of prostitution or debauchery or for any other immoral purpose. He was also charged with enticement, use of interstate commerce to promote unlawful activity, and money laundering. According to his indictment, Jordon would allegedly arrange transportation for women and clients. He would describe payments from the services by describing them as modeling fees, appearance fees, consulting, massage therapy, house party fees, and consulting fees. Jordon was an executive producer on the movie The Kindergarten Teacher, The Kid, Skin, and Heavy. His production company, Paper Chase Films, has been radio silent since his arrest. Manhattan U.S. Attorney Aubrey Strauss released this statement to media. As alleged, for years, Dillon Jordon operated an extensive and far-reaching prostitution business using a purported event planning company and a movie production company to conceal the proceeds he made from exploiting women, and now the party is over and this film is a wrap. His alleged crimes took place between 2010 and 2017, and if convicted, he could face a maximum sentence of 50 years in prison. He has been released on a $150,000 bail under the condition that he surrender his passport, he can't communicate with any clients or witnesses, he has to surrender any firearms, he can't use drugs or alcohol, and he will be subject to random house searches. Any victims are asked to contact the Newark, New Jersey FBI office. Well, that is going to be it for this video. Please comment down below if you have any crime news that you think I missed. As always, please give this video a thumbs up if you like the content and subscribe for more if you haven't already. And do let me know if you think we should bring this series back. If you've done all that and want to support me in the channel, we have channel membership and Patreon to get early access, members-only content, and more. We also have merch and other goodies in the description box and links to all my socials. But until then, I will see you all in the next one. Bye for now.